Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, March 19th, 2023. I don't know. March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lion in the Berkshires where I live. We just had another little snowstorm. I'm Robin from Western Massachusetts, and I am the co-host of this call. It's a wonderful honor and privilege to be here. And we're about to start the Morgellons Call of the Week. So Morgellons is such an insidious disease, and it is so widely misunderstood by the medical profession. There's very few resources to get help, and then there's the ones that break the bank and don't help. So Richard Kuhns, the author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites, fairly recently, released the 12th edition of his book, How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites, and an updated version of the diet, which is key to getting well. And it's just an amazing eating plan that actually works. And, you know, there's lots of theories why, but the bottom line is it works if you work it. So work it because you're worth it. And Richard is here. He answers questions. He does research. He answers emails. If you have emailed Richard and sometimes emails fall through the cracks, email him again. He's not ignoring you. He's here to help. He's been through the battles himself. He's come out of it victorious. And he shares that with us weekly in encouragement and knowledge and information and all the help he can give. So it's wonderful to be part of this community, to actually have solutions that work. As a coach, I've been privileged to actually help and see people get well when all else has failed, because this program really does work. And Richard spent 3 years creating the diet and researching for the book. I mean, just amazing, amazing stuff. He has answers that you probably won't find elsewhere. And so at this point, I want to welcome Richard Kuhns, leading expert on Morgellons and other skin parasites, and author of How to Get Your Life Back from Morgellons and Other Skin Parasites.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Today, we have a special treat. We've added a new coach to our coaching staff. Our coaches coach for free, so you can hang around at the end of the recording today. Phone numbers will be given out of our coaches, and you can contact any one of them. This is Sherry from Nebraska. Is Sherry open?
Yes,
hello, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Welcome to the team. And
thank you.
Tell us how long you've been suffering from these insidious organisms.
About 7 years that I know of.
and tell us what kinds of things you've done before you found this program. Give us a little history.
I used a lot of calamine lotion. I took a lot of garlic pills. I took a lot of B12 because I read in one of your books that they take away your B12. Is that right?
No, that must have been another book you read.
Okay. Well, I've been reading up on these things for 7 years, trying to figure out what was wrong with me, and I felt like I was so contagious that I just basically took myself away from everybody. I closed myself in because I didn't want to, contaminate anybody.
So you knew you were contagious, so you isolated yourself.
Yes. Yes, I did. What happened is in Kentucky, I was bit by a bunch of seed ticks and a Lone Star tick, and walking in the woods looking for lion's mane and good mushrooms like that, good kind of stuff. And I was bitten by several seed ticks, but I got really sick off the Lone Star tick, and I ended up driving back to Nebraska to go visit, and I fell asleep at the wheel with flu-like symptoms and was escorted to the next emergency hospital by a police officer, making sure that I got in to see the doctor. The doctor took a picture of the bullseye in the back of my back and sent me home with 2 weeks prescription of antibiotics, which was not enough to kill the virus that was set into my body. So I had no idea I had Lyme disease until just recently. So basically, I do have the chronic Lyme disease. From Kentucky, I moved to Nebraska into a house that was infested with bird mites and nematodes, and that was quite the experience for me. I ended up going to see a doctor who called me crazy because I brought in a sample of lint balls that came out of my body. So yeah, she just basically called me. I was crazy, and I needed to get out of her office because I was wasting her time.
Wow.
So I'm gonna send her a letter someday and explain some of the stuff.
How soon did the lint? How soon did you notice the lint after you were bitten by the ticks?
How soon?
Yeah.
About right away, actually. I
Really?
started getting flu-like symptoms right away. Yes, but I had to get back to Nebraska for a junior high reunion, and that was my attempt to drive there. But I had my son with me, which could help me drive, but it was crazy. And then in Kentucky, when the dermatologist first diagnosed me, he put me on ivermectin, a very strong dose of ivermectin, and I was rinsing my back off with some vinegar, and out came a grub-like sack of blood-filled stuff out of my tailbone. Okay, so now I moved to Kentucky. Now I moved to Nebraska, and the bathroom is saturated with these things. In fact, they painted over them with paint, trying to make them go away. I had a snake-like thing that came out of my back when I was rinsing off with vinegar again, and I took it into all the doctors said I had to go see a psychiatrist. So my psychiatrist was a doctor also, and she identified about 5 different critters that were on both myself and my fiance's body. And
he identified what? He identified?
She thought we had like bed bugs and some nematodes.
Okay.
Some mites.
Oh,
and so she put it
she was more realistic. She wasn't calling you delusional.
No, she wasn't. And in fact, I dropped one of the bugs in her office, and I couldn't go back to her office for about a month.
She wouldn't let you back?
That's right, because she claimed it was a bed bug, but I don't think it was a bed bug.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
No, you continue.
And then from the psychiatrist, I went to my regular doctor in Lincoln because I had black gunk coming out of my ears. And she cleaned my ears out, and she found something in the pan, and she went, "Oh, my," and she wouldn't let me see it, and she flushed it down the sink really fast. And then she told me that I was too high standards, and I needed more help than she could give me, so she switched me to another doctor, and then I moved again, and I started praying for somebody to help me, and I prayed for my therapist, because I used to work with a bunch of therapists back in the days, and so I prayed for the therapist, and the doctor that is married to my therapist is my doctor, so that worked out really well. They knew me before all this has happened, and so they knew something was really terribly wrong with me, and they knew it wasn't not in my mind. And so my therapist requested a lot of your books and a lot of your things that I've been reading, and she started giving them to her husband. So her husband's on board studying about Morgellons any way he can right now. And I have a really good dermatologist that saw that when my fiance and I went in there, he told us we were all lit up with, like he saw bugs on us.
Uh-huh.
So he sent us home with some ketoconazole, I think. Ketoconazole. And we started taking, and ivermectin, a really strong dose of ivermectin, which ivermectin helps, but my problem is more in my skin than anything. When I was living in Gresham, Nebraska, that house that had the mites in it, I felt like I was being attacked by some kind of force. And it felt like it was attacking me from my back, and it basically pushed me down. And from my back, I lost my hair because of all this and everything else.
What about the doctor telling you to move?
Oh, and then my psychiatrist told me to get out of the house as soon as possible. To get out of the Gresham as soon as possible. So then we became homeless for about a year because we didn't want to contaminate anybody, and we lived in campsites and drove around and stayed at rest stops and things like that because we didn't want to contaminate anybody that we came in contact with.
Right.
So after that, I found a friend's house to stay with, and she had a terrible case of mold there. But I did have my doctor and my therapist working with me on all that. So then I've been praying. I always said, I just want my life back. I just want my life back. And so one day I was meditating, and I was burning some sage, and I was meditating because it helps me relax. And I was saying, I just want my life back. And then after I got done meditating, I opened up my phone, and I have you on my phone saying, do you want your life back? And I said, oh, my gosh, this must be a godsend. So I started listening to your programs, and I realized I was not the only person out there dealing with this. And I felt so thankful and so interested. I wanted to know as much as I possibly could. So I thank you for coming into my life with all my heart, mind, spirit, and body, 100%. Today I have tried your lotion, which is really super good stuff, and your Claudia's Dream, which is really helping my hair. I tried that recipe that y'all were talking about a couple of months ago for my hair, and that's really working great. And the mouthwash I just love that mouthwash. It's clearing my mouth out because I really feel like they're in my teeth, in my nose, in my eyes. And the King's Diet is like no other. That is the best thing that could ever happen to me. I like my sugar, but that was really hard to walk away from. But having a partner that has the same thing, we were able to go shopping and get each other away from the aisles that we all love to go down. So we have been having fun, inventing new recipes and eating healthy. And I thought, hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I can have a bite of this cookie. Well, that didn't work very well. Within 15 minutes, I was itching. And so then I went back on the diet again. And I went back on the diet for about a month. About 2 weeks, we were back on stage 1 again. And then we started on stage 2 in increments. And the way I did that, and by introducing fruit into my diet, like the green apples and maybe a banana, what I do with that is we take a little piece at a time, or put it in your water, because your water will infuse all the nutrients out of your fruit that you eat, and that's showing if I can handle that or not. So then I started.
Would you explain that again? What were you doing with the fruit and the water?
I was infusing the fruit into the water.
Uh-huh.
And so the water would taste like the green apple
Okay.
or a mango, but you
Yes.
wouldn't be getting all that sugar from it. It's more the nutrients that you're getting, just like the lemon water and the lime water.
Okay.
Which I can't live without that.
So
That's
then
my favorite.
you would drink the apple water or the mango water or the
Yeah,
banana water?
with it in there to see if my body could handle it, and it to this day I can have it in moderation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a hard diet. All you got to do is think about, do you want those itches back and the clawing back? I don't want to deal with that again. No way.
How long did it take you to make the diet work? Once you read the diet, and how did you prepare for the diet with supplements and things that you may have been taking? How long did it take you to actually start the diet?
About a week, really.
And then how soon did you notice results?
In about 2 days.
Nice.
That's great. So
2 days.
it took a week to get it all going, and then 2 days and you had results. So is that for both of you?
Yep. Yes.
It was that quick for both of you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the diet, without the diet, you have nothing. The diet works. You have to have that diet before anything else is going to work at all. Everything else just helps the debriding period, which is going crazy on me. I'm debriding like crazy now. And nature's gift is great. I truly believe that I will probably use that for the rest of my life.
Great. Thank you. Rob, do you have any questions you'd like to ask Sherry?
No. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I was wondering, so what about your environment? Like, what things from the book did you find the most helpful?
I found that cleaning my environment up works really well with spraying the ammonia and diatomaceous earth on everything in my house. I also added clary sage to that mixture and some oregano and some lemon and cinnamon to that.
Oh, nice.
And it works very, very well. Because my house is very dirty, it's not dirty inside, but it's got bugs and fungus stuff in the walls. There was a sewage leak in there, and nobody cleaned it up. And the people that lived there, the parents that lived there were truck drivers, and they had 3 kids and 5 dogs. And so that sewage spill was never, ever cleaned up. And the 5 dogs that went to the bathroom in the house while everybody was gone for days at a time was never cleaned up. And so it's very filthy, and we thought we could take it on. We thought we could take it on because we had no idea what was going on. We needed a home, and it was only $450 a month. So we grabbed it, and I clean morning and night, and I spray morning and night, and I got a ozone air cleaner, which has really helped a tremendous a lot. And the electrostatic gun, the spray gun, is working very good and filling up all the cracks in the house. Anywhere you can find a crack, like around the counter space in the kitchen, where the pipes let out from the underneath your cabinets, everything has to be sealed off. And so it's a 2-bedroom house, and we have the 2 bedrooms closed off, and we just live in the living room and the kitchen and the bathroom for now.
Great. Well, welcome to our staff of coaches. Look forward to you supporting many people in getting their lives back. The important thing is that you recognize that, well, you made the diet work and derived the benefits, got rid of the symptoms of the itching and the biting, and that's what really drives it crazy. And in spite of living in a home that is kind of sick, you're managing that too, and that's pretty good. That's very good.
Well, it takes a lot of time to clean, that's for sure, but it's worth it. It is worth it.
Yeah.
And the diet is 100% worth it because I never want to go back there again. ever. And I'm losing. Every day I lose, I feel like I'm losing at least 3 to 5 layers of their skin or their biofilm that's on my skin.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel really good about that too. And I'm waiting to get some of the bar soap from you and the Garcilin that I think will help a lot. And the glucosamine, or what is it called?
Glutathione.
Glutathione.
Yeah, the glutathione, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
But I will never go without the DG ever. So I'm really excited to try a lot more of your products so I can help out more. So that's what my goal is. And to help as many people as I possibly can, because it's a hard thing to do, but if you have support out there, it's going to be a lot easier.
When you know you're not alone.
Yes,
you're not alone.
How many calls have you attended? This is not your first Sunday call. How many Sunday calls have you attended?
Since September, I've attended all of them except for 2, but I catch up with them on YouTube.
And how do you rate them in terms of helping you get to your goal here in support?
I rate them 100 plus, and it really gives me the hope to get through the next week until the next time your call is. I look forward to the Sunday calls. I really do, because they really help me out a lot. And I have a notebook. I have all my notes on from everything I've been learning, so I can look back to those notes and refer to them. And this is the recipe for this, so I need to get this. And it's real. They're helping me a lot. I don't think I would be the person I am today if I did not join your group. And keeping a diary. I keep a diary on everything I eat, when I itch, what time I itch, but I don't have the itching sensations anymore.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. The diary is so important, and you hit it right on the head. You know, getting your life back, it's doing the book, making the diet work, and when you make the diet work, as quick as a couple of days or even less than that, you can really notice results. And if you don't notice the results, it's because you're not keeping a diary and you're eating things that are a problem and you're not identifying them, which is a shame, because it doesn't have to take 6 months to make the diet work. It doesn't have to take a week to make the diet work. It can be done pretty darn quickly, and your life can be changed almost overnight, which is phenomenal, totally phenomenal. Yeah. Mary, do you have any questions you'd like to ask of Sherry?
Yes, I was wondering how you're handling your laundry.
Since right now I've always made my own laundry detergent out of borax and Napa, and then I add my own essential oils to it. So I've always used that soap right there, but I think I want to try some of the soap that's on the catalog and compare it. My laundry now, I'm using. We made up a solution with. It has dial soap in it, and it has some ammonia in it, and what else does it have in it? What else you put in there? Peroxide? I don't. But he makes up a solution for what we put in the washing machine.
Ammonia and vinegar.
The way I've been doing it, when I wash, I use ammonia and I use borax and then pre-soak. And then I put my soap in there and some peroxide in there for washing.
And cleaning vinegar with alcohol.
And then I take a washcloth and I put ammonia on top of it, and I put that in the dryer and let it clean the dryer for 20 minutes, which works excellent. It takes the static electricity out and everything. And so I know my clothes, my clean clothes that are going in the dryer is clean to dry. So it's working really good.
Great, thank you.
It really is. As long as I clean around the washing machine and the dryer before I put clothes and take clothes out, I do that every time, and then we put it into plastic bags, into bins, plastic bins.
Great.
So,
any other questions, Mary?
No, I think that's it.
Robin.
Thank you for sharing. It's a great story.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear the success.
Yes.
It's been a challenge, but very rewarding.
Yes, you're getting your life back, and that's tremendously rewarding. Wow. So
that's what I prayed for, and here we are, and that's great. That's just awesome. So yes, I want to help as many people as I possibly can.
Okay, so thanks for volunteering to be a coach. You certainly qualify. You made the diet work. You're disinfecting. You're handling things. You're very familiar with what's in the book and the things that we use. So welcome aboard.
Thank you. And one other thing I want to add, using latex gloves when I'm doing laundry really helps out a lot. Or even doing dishes, because when my hands get wet, they start debriding in like strings that come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather debride that in the shower and not with my dishes or in my clothes. So I make sure I always have latex gloves on when I'm cleaning, because I've learned that anything you touch can come back onto you, but not like it used to at all, whatsoever.
Do you use finger baths? Have you done that? Like in a bowl, put in some a little bit of nature's gift and vinegar or something like that for a finger bath?
Oh, yes, and that really helps a lot.
Good.
A
okay.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do that to my toes, too.
Right.
So it's working great. I'm very pleased with it. I'm just so thankful. I really am. And I praise you for helping me get my life back. Thank you so much.
Well, as I always say, we're here to support you, and hopes that one day we'll each say, thank you, Richard, thank you, Robin. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here, because we're here to support you. We know you can get your life back. We know the program works. And if for some reason it's not working for you, that's why we have coaches, and that's why we have this program, because we know the program will work. It's just a matter of you putting the P's and Q's together to get them to work for you. So the program does work. Yeah.
Exactly.
There's so many places you can make mistakes, right? I mean, you can make a dozen mistakes every day, can't you?
Oh yeah. In fact, when we first got our MSM pills and I got the MSM and I got it's the enzymes that goes with the calcium one.
The calcium Dayclex, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that really, really helped. And in fact, I thought, well, hey, this is working. I might be able to have a little bit of bite of this Rice Krispie bar. It has rice in it. No.
Rice along with a whole bunch of other stuff, right?
That jumped me back about 4 days. That's not worth it.
Yeah.
Right, but on stage 2 of the diet, a lot of people can have marshmallows, and if you make your own Rice Krispie treats, it's just marshmallows and butter and water, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But not all the stuff they put in it from the store, which is crazy.
Yeah. In fact, I did buy a bag of natural marshmallows that were on sale. They're organic, natural. And I might try that with some different kind of...
And you can even look up, I have a recipe for making your own marshmallows, and it only has 3 ingredients in it. So.
Oh, that would be great. That'd be great. I would do that. I've always wanted to do that.
Well, send along that recipe, and I'll publish it.
Okay, I will do that. I'm going to make a note of that.
Well, great.
I might have some... Robin, I might have some recipes for you to share, too, that are really easy.
Well, we can talk. That would be cool.
Okay, all right.
I'm working on my recipe book. I haven't forgotten it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll be talking to you soon then, okay?
Okay. That concludes this portion of the program.